All right, in that Jazz-Grizzlies game, Mike Conley returns to Memphis for the first time since being traded. Conley, of course, the Grizzlies' all-time leading scorer after playing 12 seasons there. The Jazz did not hold shoot-around today, but Conley, this is what a good guy Mike Conley is, just voluntarily went to go meet with the local media there because these are the guys that covered him for more than a decade, and that's the kind of guy Mike Conley is. What do you expect from him once he gets on the court tonight, Perk? Because we were just talking about Porzingis. It's hard when you come back to the place that you played before. Yeah,
it's very hard, but this is a different type of coming back. And it's going to be difficult for Mike, in my opinion. I don't expect him to have a great night tonight because, you know, when you come back to a situation like this where everybody's going to embrace you, the crowd is going to go crazy. You may shed a tear or something like that, and all these memories come back. It's hard to go out there and perform and compete because you got so many emotions. So I don't expect him to have a monster night. You know, he could, get his 15 points or whatever, but I don't see him going out there having a monster night just because of the emotions.
Yeah, I think this was such an interesting departure. We talked just about Porzingis and his departure, pretty much the worst way you could depart. Here, not only did
not the worst way you could depart.
Fair.
Think of a few more in this league, but anyway.
They kind of worked together. He helped the Grizzlies pivot as an organization. I don't know if they'll ever do statues for the Grizzlies. His number will be retired.
Yes. Absolutely.
For sure. And so this tonight is a celebration.
Yes.
Mike Conley, whereas last night obviously was about venom.
Yes.
So the Jazz have shown high water and low water here. Conley has been up and down. We're not going to judge Mike Conley on what he does tonight.
No.
And by the way, he's playing better in this last.
I just hope Memphis play that national anthem when they play in the playoffs for the opponent team. I don't know if I can say it, but you know what it is.
I do. Well, people can go Google. That's all I'm going to say. The Celtics at Warriors is the second game of the night on ESPN. Boston playing with a lot of injuries in the front court, but man, Marcus Smart has been a monster picking up the slack on defense. Remember, Boston lost Al Harrington and Aaron Baines in the offseason. Sorry, Al Horford. Al Harrington is a whole different beast.
Sorry, Rach.
Perk, can Marcus keep defending bigs for Boston? Because he should not be able to do what he is able to do. It's been remarkable.
Yes, he can. It's in him. You can't teach this. Like, this guy he's relentless. He don't care. He bows down to no one. And I say this all the time. He is the heart and soul of this Boston Celtic team. And when you look at Marcus Smart and what he brings to the table, it's like he brings that, he gives them swagger. He gives them swagger, and he don't care. He don't care who you are. I don't care if you 7-1. He takes pride in that. He actually he's like, nah, I'm gonna show y'all I can lock this up. He ain't about nothing. And you just gotta love this guy. Woo.
There's nobody in the league right now like Marcus Smart. You know, when the Warriors were at their best on their killer death lineup, it was because Draymond Green made it possible with the way he played. The way that what the Celtics are doing right now, which is playing a lot of the game without traditional bigs or even a traditional big at times, is possible because of the way Marcus Smart is playing. So, but I think like the death lineup, I think this has got to be more of a option as opposed to a core principle.
Right.
When you look at the teams that the Celtics are going to eventually have to deal with in the playoffs, you're talking about the Sixers, big giant men. You're talking about the Bucks, big giant men. You're talking about the Raptors, who I think we should start talking about as a serious Eastern contender. You're talking about big giant men. I'm not sure they can get away with this as a core way they're going to play the rest of the year. But as an option, like the death lineup, somebody in Boston has come up with a Smart-esque death lineup. I do think that's something that they can do on occasion.
Weird Celtics Twitter, I know you are up to this. Come up with a nickname for the Smart lineup. Brian has laid down the challenge. And look, we all think that Danny Ainge, especially if he sees the possibility of this team that's gotten off to such a great start, could make a midseason move, right? I mean, he's got a bunch of picks.
They have extra draft picks, but they don't really have players that they can trade with any
I feel good enough about the defensive structure there and what we've seen different guys plugged into it who are not necessarily incredible on their own, but once they get in that system, really work. I think he could pick up a piece with those picks.
He can pick up a piece.
That would help them.
I talked to Danny Ainge last night for an hour or two, and he's excited about what his team is doing, and he was like, hey, Perk, They're fun to watch, man. I
I thought I was going to say, hey,
I know,
Perk.
I thought so,
I thought we were going to go a different direction.
No,
Hey, Perk.
Hey, Perk, what are you
need a
doing?
big man.
Hey, not me. Hey, listen, I didn't already put on my retirement 40 pounds. You know, you put on your freshman 15.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm coming back. I
Perk,
don't play basketball.
they need a man by about March 15th.
Yeah.
There's time.
Yeah.
No, don't take him away from me. Don't listen to Brian. Don't listen. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.